my friends, how you doing today? I am doing well, and I hope you are also. Yeah, it is a Tuesday. Yes, I am posting on a Tuesday. This is going to be a segment that I think I'm going to do probably once a month. I'm going to call this pre-order Tuesday. That's what I'll call it. This is where I tell you what I have pre-ordered, what's coming out, when it's coming out, and just the things that piqued my special interest. Okay, because I remember back in the day. Listen to me. I don't know what's gone on in my life, but back in the day, me and the wife used to go on the DVD Tuesday hunts. Okay, this was a major thing in my life, and I'll tell you right now, the biggest problem with the DVD Tuesday hunts was I would get angry. Okay, there was a lot of anger in me, my friends. I'm gonna go back and tell you a story quickly before I go on to the what we're gonna talk about here. Back in the day when Seinfeld was being released on was it DVD? Yeah, sorry, Blu-ray. DVD for the first time. So they were releasing the first season of Seinfeld. So I used to check my little listings there of DVD releases and see what's coming out. And then all of a sudden, I see Seinfeld, nice little box set, coming in a salt and pepper shaker. I put a picture up here for you. And there was an issue. The issue is I couldn't find it anywhere. But we would go from place to place. Now this was like kind of before, you'd be able to go like on a BestBuy.com or a Target.com or whatever and see what they have in stock in store. This was like a pre that. Okay, this was like when DVDs kind of first started becoming kind of a thing. So we would go from Best Buy to Walmart to Target to all these different places looking for our DVD titles. Well, what happened was I went up to our local Best Buy, okay, and I asked the lady that's there, or guy I think it was a guy I asked first. Do you have Seinfeld season 1? I think it's season 1, 2, and 3. I think it was in the box set, whatever. On DVD, do you have the box set with the salt and pepper shaker and I think it's a paper towel dispenser thing? Do you have this set? Oh, yes, we have one. I'm like, yes, you got it. Yes. Okay. I'll take it. Where is it? It's behind the counter. We're holding it for somebody. Wow. Now I'll tell you, I got a little angry. I got a little angry because I was like, number one, why are they holding things for people? Like, I almost feel like that's kind of like a form of favoritism. Okay. Like, could I have called and said, I'm looking for this title. Can you please hold it behind the counter? Because I had in the past asked them to do this for me, and they would not do it. Okay, but I looked behind the counter and there it was, clear as day. There's my Seinfeld, the one I want, with a little sticky note thing on it with some guy's name on it. So I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm right here. Listen, I got the money. Right here. Can you just sell me that one? Can I just buy that one? No, we're holding it for somebody. Now listen, I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I ain't trying to mess anybody up. But we drove quite a bit, try to find this thing, and there it is, right in front of you. It's almost like dangling some toys in front of some kids or something, or holding like a handful of candy in front of a child, and saying, "You like that? You want that? No, you can't have that." You know, that's what I felt like. So I was angry. We left the place, and I was angry. And then I had another, for instance, at Circuit City. If anybody remembers Circuit City, am I talking to the younger generation that doesn't remember the Circuit City? My wife calls them up, and she's like, we were like town and town away. We had to drive miles to get to this Circuit City because we were far away. And I was looking for an Avril Lavigne CD. No, hey, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I was looking for an Avril Lavigne CD, okay? And my wife calls up, and they're like, yes, we have it. Okay, we'll be there in a few minutes. Okay. Hey, we drove and we got to the destination. Okay, back in the day, we didn't have, listen, there was no Google. Okay, during this time, okay, maybe there was some Google, but we didn't have like the technology phones there. I was using the if you guys remember the little flip phones. You know what I mean? There was none of all this stuff. You know, this stuff wasn't there. You know, the MapQuest and everything. It was all, I had the little flip phone. Okay, it was like the first phone ever after the pager. Anybody remember the pager? Okay, so I went from the pager to the phone. That's what I had, this little tiny phone, and all you got was you could dial out, and if you wanted to send messages, you literally had to hit like in my head I don't know what specifically it is, but if you remember this, you had to hit like A 3 times to get one letter or number or whatever. You had to hit like B to get this certain letter, and C, and it was like a thing. Like you would, to send somebody a text message, it would literally take you an hour. Some people are really good at it. I was not. So if I had to send a text message on my little flip phone, literally would take me an hour to tell you something basic like how are you, or I love you, or talk to you later, or no. You know, it was just a thing. So anyway, so we drive all the way up there and we get to the Circuit City and they're like, no, we don't have that in stock. And I'm like, but we just called and we just drove miles and miles and miles, and you said it was in stock. And they were like, oh, no, we're sorry. You were misinformed. Well, this is the old me. The new me is a lot more passive. I'm a more passive, happier, God-fearing person now. Now I'm a little bit more calmer, okay? I'm a little calmer person. But back in the day, I did me some messed up stuff, okay? I did me some messed up stuff like everybody does. And, first I got very angry. I got very, very angry. I'm like, we just drove. The wife left. The wife was like, I've seen this before. He's about to lose his stuff, okay? He's gonna be going crazy at the Circuit City. But I remained calm. I'm like, okay. Because listen, I already had the problem with the Best Buy with the Seinfeld, okay? So I was already, and the Seinfeld thing actually I took out all on the wife. I mean, she was in the car and I'm yelling and screaming and flipping out. I mean, I'm kicking and punching dashboards like a child. I was like a child that didn't get their toy. I was aggravated. I was a little mental. Okay, I went a little bit off on that whole Seinfeld thing. And to this day, I always tell my wife, I'm like, listen, I remember that day. And I don't want to have a reenactment of that day. So I'm a lot more like, I can wait. I can wait for my stuff to get delivered to the house. I can wait to get things, to the house and everything. And that's kind of where I'm at right now in my life. So I'm fine with pre-ordering things and having them shipped to my house. Okay, I know a lot of people do those out and about videos where they go to the Best Buys and they go to the Walmarts and whatever there. But me, I had some issues in the past. And let me just finish off the whole Circuit City extravaganza, okay, how Circuit City ended. And forgive me for what I had done in the past. What I did is I went in their bathroom and I gave what they call it upper decker. Okay, I said, okay, you don't have it here. I'll be using your bathroom right now, please. And I went into the bathroom. And if you take the top of the bowl off the top of the bathroom toilet, and maybe, I don't know if this, am I turning this on to like younger viewers to try to do this? Don't do this at home. Don't do this at all, because it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. I'm a bad boy. I was a bad boy. Should never did this. But listen, I was angry. I was angry and aggravated, and it was not good. It was just not a good thing. And I lifted up the top of the bowl, and I squatted down on top of that bowl, and so what happens is once you do that, you put the bowl back on and then you flush, and every time you flush, the poop comes out of the water thing there. And then as I was walking out, they had a sign next to the things, the metal detectors or security detector things. I knocked that over too on the way out. I'm sorry. Listen, that was bad. It was a bad thing. I was an angry person. I had some issues. I was very, very angry. I think I got issues now. Back in the day, I had some bigger issues. Okay, but thankfully, I've gone past all of that, and I now remain very calm when it comes to my Blu-ray and DVD and 4K hunting excursions. You done messed up. But yes, I am sharing with you the truth, and I as my subscribers, I'm asking you for forgiveness for this this terrible thing that I did. I kind of feel bad for the people that worked there at the time, and if you were one of the people that worked there at the time, sorry. I was upset. Yeah, you told me it was there, and I drove miles and miles, and sorry. All right. Anyway. So I'm calling. So it's a Tuesday, and I'm gonna call a segment. What have I pre-ordered? What is coming out that I personally, and my kind of thought process behind it. What it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna go with a long list. I'm not gonna bore you with 101 different things. But listen, what I did is I pre-order stuff. Like I go on Amazon. This is all from Amazon.com, and I pre-order things that I think are reasonably priced, and things that I think I'm gonna have difficulty finding out in a boat. Okay, I'm gonna have a hard time finding them out in the wild. And then what's gonna happen is the flippers are gonna be pre-ordering this stuff also, but they're pre-ordering it with the whole future of mocking it up to being 2-3 times more than its value. So I'm gonna tell you what's coming out. Tell you right now, this is what the price is on Amazon. They give me the prices right here. Now I'll probably have to click on the price in order to tell you what it is, but I'm gonna help you out. We're gonna go along the way. First one, Dragon Forever, Jackie Chan movie is coming out. This is gonna be a 2-disc special edition Blu-ray, and it's gonna be $25.49, coming out on August 23rd. So that one's coming out. You might want to check out for that. I don't have that Jackie Chan title, and this is like one of those cool. I want to say it's like a. Well, it doesn't tell me the name of the company that's released. It doesn't say the name of the company. Wait a minute. I'm going back over there to check the name of the company. It doesn't say the name of the company right here, but it's one of those cool ones. You know, like those special like the 2-disc nice sets, like kind of almost like a Criterion, but not. And it's not a foreign title, so that's cool. So it's gonna play in my my Blu-ray player, no problem. Now there's the Blu-ray coming out, and there's the 4K. So if you are a 4K kind of guy, which I am not, I'm good enough with some Blu-ray Jackie Chan. So I'm gonna be getting me some Dragons Forever 2-disc special edition, and that's coming out on August 23rd. The next thing coming out on August 16th is Coneheads. Yes, Coneheads, the Saturday Night Live skit spin-off movie there. I got it on DVD, and if you've seen Coneheads, you know what it is, and that's a cheap one. That's a cheapie. Okay, I'm gonna throw that out there. That's gonna be, wait a minute, $12.99. Okay, and at your Amazon. Okay, $12.99. You can go on there right now. You can pre-order it. $12.99 all day. August 16th. Once again, on August 16th is another big title that I'm super excited about because I am a Johnny Depp collector. I collect Johnny Depp. I love me some Johnny Depp. And on August 16th, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is finally getting some Blu-ray Love. Yes, we've dealt with that DVD with the little in the corners there and everything like that. And listen, we love the movie. Listen, I don't know a person that's seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape and said, like, I hate that movie. I just never seen it. Every person I've ever came across that's seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape, they've loved What's Eating Gilbert Grape. My kids love What's Eating Gilbert Grape. My wife loved What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I gotta say, it's probably one of Johnny Depp's best roles. And I gotta tell you, Leonardo DiCaprio nailed it. Nailed his acting in that movie. Nailed it. I like me some Leonardo DiCaprio anyway, but younger Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, Basketball Diaries, Leonardo DiCaprio, even Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio. I dig me some young Leonardo DiCaprio because he was just a great actor. I even liked him in the Critters movie. Yes, he was in like Critters 3, I think it was. Okay, comment if I'm wrong. I want to say it was Critters 3 or Critters 4. I know it wasn't 1 and 2. It was either 3 or 4, and I even liked him in that. I thought he was great in that. So yeah, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is coming out on August 16th, and I already got that in the bucket. It's already in the pre-order. It's already in my pre-order case bucket. Shopping cart. It's in my shopping cart on Amazon. Next is Ants, aka Happened at Lakewood Manor. And I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, the Gilbert Grape one, price $12.99. $12.99 for Gilbert Grape. Definitely worth that. Same price as the Coneheads. And then Ants is coming out. Now, if you are a horror fan and you have not seen Ants, I have Ants on DVD. It is a real low quality. I believe it came in like a 2-pack. It was like, you know, back in the day when the DVDs would come, they give you like one DVD in the front, and then they have one that flipped over in the back, and it was like a 2-pack. You got like Ants, and you got like something else or whatever. And I bought it specifically for Ants. So now Ants is finally getting a Blu-ray title, and it's going to be $12.49 for Ants. If you have not seen Ants, let me see if it says the actor's name in it, because there was somebody in it that was like really familiar. I want to say it was the girl for Suzanne Summers or whatever from Three's Company, but Ants is a good one. Haven't seen it in a while. I got it up there. I should probably throw it in, but I just love me some like killer bugs or spiders or animals. I'm not so big on like the lion maiming movies there, or the bears attacking men. You know, I'm not too big on that. But you get me a shark, you get me a spider, you get me some ants, you get me some rats or mice or whatever. I am on board with you 110%. Like I said, I think it's the big animals. I'm not too big on the big animals because that's reality. Okay, right? Now, big animals are reality. Okay, I think that's where I have a problem with this, because if I saw a bear, I know a bear could kill me. Okay. On the other hand, ants. The ants, I step on them all the time. I ain't worried about no ants. Spiders, flies or bees, well, you swat them things away. But the big animals like the lions and tigers and bears, oh my, no, we listen. I don't want nothing to do with them. Lions and tigers. I don't want to get mauled by a bear. I don't want to get attacked by a lion. I don't want that in my life. I don't want that, and I don't want to see people get that happen. Okay, there's a lot of movies. I was watching this documentary thing on Val Kilmer, and he did this movie. I think it was something in the Darkness or whatever, where it had like lions eating people. No, I don't want to be eaten by a lion. Okay, I don't mind being attacked by some ants. Listen. I don't swim. I can't swim. I don't know how to swim. I never learned how to swim. So I stay away from the ocean. I stay away from the sea. I stay away from sharks, okay? So I'll watch me some shark attacking movies all day long, because I know I'm not going to have that problem because I don't deal with the sharks. But in general, lions and tigers and all that stuff and bears, if I'm out in camping somewhere, I could die. I could potentially die from this type of creature abuse, okay, or animal attack. I could die from that stuff. But listen, ants, eight-legged freaks, that stuff ain't gonna happen. Okay, what's the other one that I absolutely love? There's a bunch of them. There's a ton. Ticks. I'm just kind of looking up there at like my different animal type movies. There, Deep Blue Seas, all that stuff. That ain't gonna happen to me. I ain't swimming. Okay, tick situation around here, you put some bug spray on, you'll be good. The Little Rascals Classic Flicks Restoration Volume 6 is coming out on June 14th. I have all the rest, and if you've watched any of my videos about these Little Rascals restoration movies there, it's going to be $27.99, but I believe this is the last one in the series. So it's kind of funny because I've been paying like $22.99 and $24.99, but here comes the last one in the series. Let's make it $27.99. Because you know that we have to buy it. Because if you bought all 5, and then here comes 6, you're not very well gonna say, "Whoa, that's a little bit too high. You're charging me $2-3 more than what the other ones were." I'm just gonna let that one pass. No, the collector in me is gonna pay $27.99 for it to finish my collection, to finish the thing, and I'm gonna pray that they don't release a box set with some kind of additional footage or whatever that I'm gonna have to buy again, because that's me. That's the collector in me. They put in a pretty little package with a pretty little bow, and sometimes I say, you know what, the heck with it. And I'll tell you, recently I just bought the Andy Griffith Show Blu-ray set, okay, and the DVDs I had were perfectly fine, but they put it in a pretty little package with the pretty little blues, and I was like, I gotta get it. And the price was right. So, but I could have lived with just the DVDs. I definitely could have lived with DVDs. Now I got a bunch of DVDs, and now I got this little Blu-ray set. The Blu-ray set's much more convenient, more compact, easier to display and store and put away. The DVDs were individual sets. If you remember these Andy Griffith sets, they were individual sets. So now I got like taking up a whole row of stuff. So maybe I'm gonna box those up, and I'll put that one little thing on the thing. You know what it is. And Boomerang. We got a couple of Eddie Murphy titles, and I am an old school Eddie Murphy fan. This is pre Eddie Murphy decided that he was gonna go hang around with Disney or something. I don't know. Something happened to Eddie along the line. Now listen, when I was a child, Eddie Murphy Delirious cassette tape. I got it behind me. It's over here. All these CDs you see behind me over here that have been there forever. That's all comedy. That's all stand-up comedy CDs. Okay, I am a stand-up comedy collector. Okay, I've been collecting stand-up comedy for years. That's how I go to sleep at night. I put a stand-up comedy CD in, and I listen to it, and I go to sleep. I've been doing that for forever. I can't even think of a time that I didn't. Even when I was a child, I had the cassette tapes, and I put the cassette tape in my Walkman, put the Walkman on my head, and I would fall asleep to this. And Eddie Murphy Delirious was like forbidden fruit. You know what I mean? It's like I was young when I first heard Eddie talk about the cookout and all that cool stuff there. So I have been an Eddie Murphy fan forever. But then he hit some kind of wall somewhere where I don't know what happened with Eddie. I mean, I enjoyed the Clump movies there and the remake of Nutty Professor. I enjoyed that stuff. Haunted Mansion, I have not watched in its entirety yet. And then he did a big string of movies that were like just odd. Like I think it was like 1,000 words, where like he only had 1,000 words to say. They just started getting really sad and depressing. Listen, I like me some comedians when they try to be serious. Okay, I got no problem with a comedian doing a serious role, but some comedians should just be comedians. I don't know if I'm wrong about that. Like Jim Carrey, love Jim Carrey, but then he had a couple of serious roles, and I was like, why? You know what I mean? Like the Truman Show, I think is comedy and serious, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed a lot of stuff that he did. But then he did like a couple of they were like flat out of character roles, and then he did a horror movie too. Like it was like Numbers. I can't remember what the 293 or 390. It's like a number movie there, and I was like really confused about that. And then even Adam Sandler. Love Adam Sandler. Listen, I can quote you some Billy Madison, some Happy Gilmore all day long. But then he went and started doing like these serious roles. I think there was one that he did. Punch Drunk Love. Okay, that's the one I think that killed it for me. I'm like, okay, and then he did another one. I think it was called Funny People, and it was about how I think it was about struggling comedians. It was more to me. I don't know. It was more depressing. It seemed like and he threw a whole cast full of like awesome people, and I think Seth Rogen was in that and everything. But I was very confused because was it a comedy? Was it a drama? It seemed like it was a story about struggling comedians trying to become comedians. It was like I don't know. I could be wrong, and I haven't seen it in a long time. But the Punch Drunk Love one was just a straight up. It reminded me of like a David Lynch film. It was like a wall of confusion. Okay, I was just like, is it a comedy? Is it a? It's called Punch Drunk Love. I would think that it made me laugh. The title made me laugh. I think more than the movie. I put the movie in. I'm like, this ain't a funny movie. This is a sad movie. This is kind of sad. So, but yeah, Eddie Murphy is releasing a couple titles. Well, he's not personally. They're releasing them. There's not going to be a lot of bonus stuff on these things either, but they're Blu-rays, okay? And they're better than the DVDs that we got. And the first one is Boomerang, coming out on June 28th. And the price is, survey says, $14.99 for Boomerang. And Harlem Nights, which is one of my Eddie Murphy all-time favorites, because you got Eddie Murphy. That one is like what's that old if you guys remember the old cartoon where like they get all of the cartoon people together for a race, something Palooza or something, it was called something, but they would get like all your favorite cartoon characters together and they would go on a race. It was like they all had their own cars and everything. You remember, it was a thing. But Harlem Nights is coming out. It's gonna be $12.99, and Harlem Nights, it's got Red Fox in it, Richard Pryor in it, Eddie Murphy in it. What's the girl's name? I want to give her respect. It's probably not going to tell me because they're not very good at giving you. Yeah. See, they only. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Arsenio Hall, Della Reese. That's the one. She is hilarious in this movie. I really enjoyed her in this movie. Plus, it's got Robin Harris in it, Danny Aiello, Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy's in it, and then much respect to Charlie Murphy and Jasmine Guy is in it. And Jasmine Guy from a different world. Had me a little bit of Jasmine Guy crush back in the day, I gotta tell you. And Harlem Nights took care of that situation. So listen to me. That's a good one. If you have not seen Harlem Nights, $12.99 right now on Amazon, and it's ready to be shipped out on June 28th. Next one, June 14th. The Fu Manchu double feature. Now listen to me. You're looking at me like, Fu Manchu, what is that? I mean, even me, Fu Manchu, what is that? I am a collector of black and white mystery movies, okay? The old Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone, Nigel Bruce, the old Charlie Chan movies, the black and white stuff, okay? And I'm looking at Mr. Moto, I'm throwing out all these names, and you're probably all looking at me like, what is that? I'm very confused. This is way beyond my time, okay? We're talking way back. This is classic cinema. But I'll tell you right now, you get yourself some old school Sherlock Holmes, black and white stuff, with Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, and some old Charlie Chan stuff. They're not long. They're not. The thing is, the movies themselves are black and white. So don't try to adjust your television. They black and white because they're old. But they're short. They're like if you got a short attention span, you want to be entertained really well for about an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes, and you want a whole mystery from the plot to the ending you want to be engulfed in like a real mystery thing. That's the way to go. And I think I do have some Fu Manchu on DVD, but I don't think I even watched it. But this thing was coming out, and it piqued my interest. It was what's going on there? Drooling over some Fu Manchu. Fu Manchu double feature: The Mysterious Dr. Fu Manchu, and what the heck? It's a hair or something. Is it a hair? Yeah, okay. And The Return of Dr. Fu Manchu, coming out on June 14th, and I will be paying how much for this? $14.99, and it comes with a slipcover. Okay, so it's up here. You can't pass that up. I mean, if Now, let me make this very clear. I have not watched any of these Fu Manchu movies, okay? So I do not know much about Fu Manchu, but it's in the same genre. I would recommend, if you want to start on this old classic black and white cinema, go get yourself some original Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone, Nigel Bruce stuff. That's what you want to get if you want to start this old black and white mystery cinema thing there. Don't start with no Fu Manchu, because I don't even know what's going on with Fu Manchu. It might not even be that great. But for $14.99 for 2 movies in a Blu-ray, in a slipcase, I got to figure the picture quality is going to be better than anything that I own. And I'm on board. I got to go with it. All right, what else we got here? Okay, that one says arriving already. We got some Rolling Stones. Oh, let's CDs. Yes, I'm still buying CDs, and I'm still pre-ordering CDs. Yep, I'm still that CD guy. And if you're interested in CDs, I got some over here that are coming out. Final Enough Love 50 number ones. Madonna. Madonna's got a box set of sorts coming out, 3 CDs, but the different. Now listen, I don't agree with Madonna's political stuff. Okay, I have a hard time with some of the stuff that she believes in, but as far as her music, I grew up on it, and I was that Madonna crush guy. You know, back in the day, I was that guy that was like, yeah, Madonna, me and Madonna, we gonna be a thing one day, but it never happened. And probably good, because I think we wouldn't have seen eye to eye on a lot of different issues in life or whatever. But that's okay. That's not how it planned out, and that was not my plan. So that's all well and good. Plus, I don't know what's going on with Madonna lately. I've been seeing her do some crazy stuff over there on the old Instagram and stuff like that. So I probably better that I just stayed away. But Final Enough Love is a 50 number one set, and the only reason why I'm purchasing it, because I own all of Madonna's stuff. I own everything that she ever released on CD, is because it's supposed to be new remixes, studio remixes, or mixes of the music, extended versions. Supposedly it's stuff that I don't have, extended stuff, okay? And I figured, okay, it's $29.98, and it's 3 CDs. It comes in a cover and all that kind of stuff there. So because I have all the rest, it's a thing, you know what I mean? It's like once you buy one, you can't just stop, you know. I'm a little bit of addiction. There's going to be a box set coming out, 3 CDs and a Blu-ray, Madman Across the Water, June 10th, Elton John. I am hands down an Elton John fan. Listen, I'm going to ask for no forgiveness for that, because I'll tell you right now, Elton John's music makes me happy. Billy Joel's music makes me happy. When I put on an Elton John album, his voice, his piano play, I've seen him live already. I got to tell you, his live show, to me, I don't know, it's my personal opinion, he sat behind a piano for 2 hours and change. Every once in a while, he'd get up and bow, and then he sat back down the piano again. But if I was just... So the issue I had with his concert was... I could have stayed home and had the same experience by just listening to a live CD. You know what I mean? I could have stayed home and had the same experience by just watching a live concert on Blu-ray or DVD. So to pay the amount of money we paid and just watch him just sit there and play his piano, not really interact so much with the crowd, and just playing for 2 hours or whatever straight. I mean, it was entertaining, but not for the price we paid. You know what I mean? It's like plus he's getting old, okay? I think I was expecting old Elton John jumping up on top of the piano in his Dodgers sparkly outfit there with the crazy glasses, and what I got was Elton in a suit, old, and just chilling behind the piano. You know what I mean? Just playing his song. So I could, but I do love me some Elton John. I own everything that he's ever released on CD. So I had to get this thing. Plus, it's got a Blu-ray. Don't know what the Blu-ray is all about, but that's on June 10th. And did I tell you what I was paying for that thing? What am I paying for this thing now? Ooh, I'm paying $77.99 for this thing. But I got to tell you right now, first of all, I own every box set that he's ever released, and the box sets are kind of pricey. I paid a lot more than $77 for an Elton John box. I got one that I paid like $110 for. I got one I paid $150 for. I think I was the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road box set. So listen, if that's the price, that's what I'm paying. Rolling Stones has another live one. They've been pushing out these live CDs for some reason. This one's called Licked Live in New York City. 2 CDs and a Blu-ray. What I like about the Rolling Stone stuff is, if we're still on board with the Blu-rays here, so you listen like, oh, well, you know, we stopped with the Blu-rays and now you're on with the CDs. But all of these titles, with the exception of the Madonna one, come with a Blu-ray concert video. So if you want to watch a Rolling Stones Blu-ray concert, you buy this little set here for That's coming out on June 10th, and you'll get to see the Rolling Stones in New York City performing for $26.77. That's what the price is on that thing there. Oh, let me see here. I got anything else going on here? All right, let me just scroll down, and that will be it. But I will tell you they're arriving Friday. It will be arriving this week, this Friday. I did pre-order because I am probably one of the... I hate to throw this out there because somebody else is going to say, I'm an even bigger fan. I'm an even bigger fan. I got this, I got that. I dress like this. And listen, they're gonna hit me with something. But it was already released, but it should be coming in the mail on this Friday because it's already been shipped. And it says arriving this Friday. I paid $35.49 for Prince in the Revolution Live 2 CD set. Now, if I remember correctly, this thing is supposed to be, it's actually showing 2 CDs, and I think it's a Blu-ray, if I remember correctly. But it's just saying 2 CDs. But if I'm looking at the track listing right here, it does say 1 CD, 2 discs, 3 discs. So there is 3 discs, so it's going to be, yeah, it is a Blu-ray. 2 CDs plus the Blu-ray, a 24-page book. And why, you ask? It's very simple. He's Prince, okay? That's all I got to say about that. Prince, Michael Jackson, anything that they release, I will buy. Okay, I was that little boy when Michael Jackson's Thriller album came out. That had the Thriller jacket with the shiny Michael Jackson Thriller sunglasses. Said right in the corner over here was like these big sunglasses with a mirror on the front. So Michael Jackson's Thriller. I had the one glove on. I'd be cuffing my pants with the sparkly socks. And with the shirt, there was a shirt that Zayres or Ames at the time, okay? They were the only ones that sold these Michael Jackson merchandise. That's the only place you can go. This was way before any other place was even in existence. You guys remember Zayres or Ames? This is where you went to go get your Michael Jackson merchandise, okay? And there was one little other store that would sell like just Michael Jackson stuff, and there was like a little pop-up store. And I was dying for this shirt with the feet doing the moonwalk, and it had like little glitter on the socks. It was a thing. So I'd be walking around the park in full Michael Jackson attire, minus the penny loafers. For some reason, I couldn't get the mom or dad to go buy me the penny loafers like Michael was wearing back in the day. So I'd be walking around my sneakers and everything. I think with McGregor's, my McGregor's from Kmart. I was walking around my McGregor's from Kmart, which were actually I found out recently. Well, not so recently, but looking back on my past, okay, the McGregor sneakers that I owned from Kmart that went with my Michael Jackson attire were actually baseball cleats. So literally my parents bought me baseball cleats to wear to school. I was wearing baseball now they weren't they weren't metal cleats. They were actually rubber on the bottom, okay? But they had the little balls. You know, they were cleats. They were 100% McGregor baseball cleats. And I was reminiscing about this the other day when I was ordering the Prince of the Revolution CD. I was thinking back in my Michael Jackson days. I was thinking back in my Prince days because Prince was a whole other thing, okay? So I was wearing my cleats and I was dressing like wearing my Thriller jacket. But also, when my mom and dad went out, when they weren't home, and they weren't home a lot. So I was at home a lot, left to myself in my own little world of kind of like now. Kind of like now I'm left alone in my own little world. Perfect. Okay, listen, it's all good. You're probably there at home right now in your own little world watching this thing. You be in your own little world. As long as you ain't hurting nobody. You're not hurting nobody. You're not doing nothing bad to nobody. You be in your own little world. So listen, I'm a young guy, and Prince in the Revolution came out with Purple Rain. Yes, Purple Rain. I don't know how many years ago that was. Wait a minute. I'm gonna pull it up over here. I'm gonna ask Google, and I shouldn't be doing it. I'm just gonna type it in because I had a big problem in my editing process. Google, what year did Purple Rain come out? 1984. So the year was 1984. I must have been maybe 9-ish, 10-ish, I think. It's all difficult. You know, talking, easy. Very, very easy. People love to hear themselves talk. They be loving to talk. But when somebody is hurting, sometimes they just want to be listened to. And that's this Purple Rain movie. I'll tell you. So when my mom and dad they would take off or leave me there alone or leave me alone in the house there, I had this wooden stand thing. I don't even know what it's called. It was like a bench, like a wooden bench. And I would play my air guitar, and I would be like, I would die for you. I'd be like, I would die. Was it? I would die for you. Yeah, darling, if you want me to, you. Yeah, and I'd be losing my mind. Because I would die for you. Yeah. listen, it was definitely a thing, and I could not wait for people to leave the house so I could be Prince. Listen, for the whole entire album. I performed the entire album. I did it in its entirety. That and the Thriller album. When they went out and Thriller, I'd be moonwalking and knee spinning, and I was Michael for that amount of time when they weren't there. So yeah, in general, let me go back to where I was there. So on Friday, I will be indulging myself in some Prince and the Revolution live concert stuff. And I just lost my whole grid thing here, so that's not good. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, all right, it's back. Yeah, there it is. So it will be arriving on Friday, and what did I pay for it? $35.49. I think I probably said that at the beginning, but after all that talking, I forgot all the thing. So with that said, my friends, so I'm going to try to do this like once a month. So, because what I do is my mind's always going. So while I'm watching a movie and I'm editing stuff, I'm also looking for pre-order stuff on Amazon of what's coming out and what's going to be available soon. It's going to take me a little while to edit this video, but I assure you that by 6 o'clock tonight, this thing will be edited and put up on Tuesday night, and then maybe once a month I'm going to do this thing. I'm not going to be beating this thing to death because I don't. If I pre-order one thing or two things or whatever, there's no use making a video and telling you, let's say I just pre-ordered one or two things. Might as well give you a whole 20 minutes or half an hour, whatever this thing turned out to be. I've been trying to keep them low, but sometimes I like to talk. And unfortunately, listen to the deal. This is the deal. I'm talking to you, and right now you are listening. Okay, and if it was on the other end, I'd be watching your channel and I'd be listening. So I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to me, for rant and confess. And this is like my sanctuary right here, and you guys are like my people. You are my people, and I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to just sit here and listen to me. I hope I educated you on something. I hope I helped you find something. If I'm wrong on prices or whatever, and you found this stuff cheaper someplace, help me. Let me know. Comment below. Listen, yeah, I pre-ordered that too, but I pre-ordered that from whatever, and it's cheaper. What I like about Amazon is when you pre-order something on Amazon, they don't take the money right away. That's my biggest hang-up. Is like sometimes I don't have the money right away. Sometimes I'm ordering this stuff on a wing and a prayer. Okay, I'm like I pray the money gonna be there by the time it gets released. And what happens is sometimes, because I do have an Amazon credit card, which is pretty much maxed out, but I have to pay every month. And what happens is I pay every month, and when I pay every month, then I get a certain amount of credit on the card, and then when the stuff comes out, it gets taken off the card, and then it's there. But sometimes the money ain't there. Sometimes the money ain't on the credit card. So what happens is Amazon hits me with a message saying you did not have enough funds on your Amazon card. You need to pay another way. And in that case, I recalculate. I reflect on what money I got and what's going on in my life right there, and then I decide whether or not this is more important than this. Okay, I got two things in my hands. So let's say my kids need to eat, or I need myself a copy of Prince and the Revolution. My kids probably need to eat. You know what I mean? I'm not. I try to be selfless, not selfish. And when it comes to stuff like this stuff, 2 or 3 weeks later on, I'll be able to buy it again. Unfortunately, it'll probably be from a flipper for a higher price. But if I can afford $12.99, I can afford $12.99. If my kids need to eat, my kids are gonna eat, and the $12.99 is gonna go to them. And with that said, my friends, please do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you. And I will see you later.